Hello everyone, welcome to Jets TV. As always guys, please comment, rate, subscribe guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. I'm going to go ahead and get into my week 2 recap, get into some of the games. So let's go ahead and get started. Picked Philly, I took Baltimore over Philly. That was a bad pick by me. I lost that game. Philly beat Baltimore 24-23. Michael Vick was 23 of 32. He had 371 throwing the ball. He also had a TD. I really thought the Baltimore was going to be able to force Vick into mistakes, and they did. He had 2 interceptions. He had 1 fumble, but Baltimore just really couldn't capitalize on all those things and couldn't just, get the job done. I mean, Vick had a rush TD to end the game that really sealed the game for Philly. He came up clutch in the last drives and got the job done. Brent Selleck also came up big for the Eagles. He had 8 receptions, 150 yards. I mean, he was moving the ball. Deshaun Jackson, 7 catches. He had 114 yards. And, again, with that game winner by Mike Vick, the Eagles are making mad mistakes, and they are getting the job done still. They're still finding a way to close out games and win. So hats off to Eagles. You guys got the job done, and I took a loss for that. Second game, I said that San Francisco would beat Detroit, and that got me a W. San Francisco 27, Detroit 19. Alex Smith he just took care of business today. Very efficient, very, very efficient in this game. 20 of 30 out of 31. He had 226 throwing the ball. He had 2 TDs. Frank Gore had 17 carries. He had 89 yards on the ground. He also had a TD. Vernon Davis showed up big. 5 catches, 73 yards, 2 TDs. The Niners just came out and pretty much got the job done. It was exactly like I said. Matt Stafford just throwing the ball crazy all night long. He was 19 of 30. He had 230 yards throwing the ball. He had 1 TD. He also had an interception. The Lions' rushing attack was pitiful. I mean, Kevin Smith had 16 carries for 53 yards. Like, come on, man. It just wasn't enough, and the Niners make sure to took care of business, and they took care of them. So hats off to me. I got a win. Denver at Atlanta. I took Atlanta in this game thinking that they would just dominate Denver, and they did early on. But Atlanta pulled it out. They got the win, 27-21. That also got me a win. But this game was crazy because early in the game, Peyton Manning threw 3 horrible interceptions early. They were all across the middle of the field, which also had me thinking, and comment on this, guys. Please comment. It had me thinking, is Peyton Manning's arm strength really there? Or is it that he's adjusting to being back, with the speed of the NFL? Is he still adjusting to the speed, or is it something really going on with Peyton? Is his arm really there? Is his neck okay? Is it something with the surgery? Can he really feel, when he's throwing the ball? Because it seemed like a lot of balls that he threw over the middle that got intercepted had a lot of air under him, and they just seemed very lackluster. Like he wasn't able to get there. He didn't have enough strength. But Peyton Manning was 24 of 37. He had 241 yards throwing the ball. He had 3 bad interceptions. Later on in the game, they actually were able to kind of recover from that those 3 interceptions because Atlanta made sure to move the ball and capitalized on all 3 of those interceptions. But then Denver started to kind of ride Willis McGahee. He had 22 carries, 113 yards, and 2 TDs. Once they started handing the ball off to McGahee and he started pounding away, the game got very, very, very close. Very close. Demaryius Thomas, he also had 8 catches, 78 yards, 1 TD, but Matt Ryan was able to just close out the game. The Falcons were able to get the job done. Matt Ryan, 24 of 36, 219. He had 2 TDs throwing the ball. Roddy White had 8 catches, 102 yards, and 1 TD. Atlanta was able to hold off and, keep the Denver Broncos at bay. They were able to run the game. But another big thing that came out of this game was Turner. Mike Turner, right after the game, he got charged with a DUI. So the league is definitely going to have to deal with that. He had a decent day as well. He had 17 carries, 42 yards, and 1 TD. But the big deal was he had a DUI, got charged with DUI right after this game. So who knows what can happen with him. The league is going to look into that, and Roger Goodell, I'm sure, is going to take care of it. Next game, Carolina and New Orleans. I took Carolina's game. I said this is my upset game, and that got me a W. Cam Newton was outstanding. outstanding this week. He was outstanding. He came in here and took care of business. 14 to 20, 253. He had 1 TD. He also had a fumble. But let me tell you something. Cam Newton had 71 yards. 71 yards rushing by himself, and he also had a TD rushing. Cam Newton, like I said in the last video, was able to get outside and run the ball. He had a big run in this game. I believe it was for like 30 or 40 yards. Cam took care of business, and he willed Carolina to a win. He really did. D'Angelo Williams had 14 carries, 69 yards. He also had a TD. Drew Brees really just again was inaccurate. He 31 to 49. He had 325. He had 1 TD, but he had 2 interceptions. One of them actually got ran back by Carolina. It was a pick 6 by Godfrey, linebacker that plays for Carolina. I mean, it was just like a wow. Drew Brees really does look like he's got a couple chinks in his armor. And again, I honestly think not having Sean Payton on that sideline is really affecting the Saints. It really, really is. Pierre Thomas also had a big day for the Saints. He had 9 carries, 110 yards. Sproles had a big day catching the ball. He had, 13 receptions, 128 yards. I mean, Sproles is moving the ball. He's moving the ball, but New Orleans still got a loss. Now, moving towards the game of the day, Pittsburgh versus the Jets. I took Pittsburgh in this game, and sadly, it got me a win, a very sad win. Pittsburgh beat the Jets 27 to 10, and man, let me tell you, this was an ugly game. Ben Roethlisberger, 24-31. He had 275, 2 TDs. Ben, again, was moving the ball as usual. Early in the game, Sanchez came out. We were able to move the ball pretty early. Sanchez was 10 to 27. He had 138 yards. He also had a TD. The only TD he threw was to Santonio Holmes early in the game. We were moving the ball. Our very first drive, we came down 90 yards, scored a TD with Santonio Holmes. Couple plays later, Sean Green gets hurt. Looks like he runs into somebody really hard, playing the Steelers. He looked like he was, just kind of tripped up, maybe dizzy, might have had a concussion, but he stumbled out of one of our breaks. And Mark Sanchez said, go ahead, go to the sidelines, get somebody else in here. Once Sean Green left this football game, it was a totally different game offensively for us. We packed it in and literally became so conservative, it wasn't even funny. Sean Green only had 23 yards rushing. Bilal Powell comes in. He only has 33 yards rushing for the rest of the game, 9 carries. I mean, we just packed it in offensively. We just did. Jeremy Curley, 2 receptions, 67 yards. Santonio Holmes. Now, this is Santonio Holmes, our premier receiver. Santonio Holmes, our premier receiver. He has 3 catches for 28 yards. 28 yards! 28 yards! Oh, my God. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, we packed it in offensively. Stephen Hill, where was he? On the back of the milk carton, missing in action? He had no catches. He had no catches the entire game. He had no catches. None. The refs did make a couple bad calls in this game. One was late in the game. We had reviewed Pittsburgh actually got a first down. It was one of the running backs was running the ball. It looked like his knee had touched the ground. I mean, it did touch the ground. His knee touched the ground after being touched by one of our players. The refs didn't catch that in real time. He kept running, and he gets tackled, and he looks like he's short of a first down. That would have put him on 4th. They would have punted. We would have got the ball back. We had another chance to score. Well, the refs come out, they spot him, but they spot him and give him the first down. If you look at the replay, he clearly doesn't have the first down. He clearly doesn't. But they give him a friendly spot, he gets the first down. Okay, Ref Ryan throws the challenge flag. Hey, we're going to get one of the two. Because when you challenge a play, everything is reviewable. From the handoff, from the snap of the ball to the end of the play. Okay, so look, if we don't get, that he was the first down, hey, he was down by contact early in the play anyway. That's what Rex Ryan is thinking. That's what everybody else is thinking. The refs come back out and say, nope, ruling was confirmed. We were right. That's it. You lose your challenge. You can't challenge anymore. No touchdown. So they missed 2 calls on 1 play, and it was in a review. wow, these refs had a horrible second week. They pretty much, did us up. But it was kind of our own faults. We put ourselves in that hole by getting conservative, by not continuing to fight. Jeremy Curley had a big time fumble punt recovery, which even was even worse because we were really in the throes at that time. Everything was really coming down. I mean, this was all around like just a bad game offensively. Just a bad game offensively. We did not come out and perform. Our defense looked gassed. Cromartie did a decent job on slowing down Mike Wallace. Kyle Wilson did a decent job with Brown, but I mean, Brown didn't have a huge day, but he didn't have a bad day. He had 79 yards catching the ball. Our third corner, Langster or Lankley or whatever his name is, he got lit up all night long. It was what it was. We packed it in offensively after Sean Green got hurt. And it was like we pretty much, when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's literally like a boxing match, okay? And we were the young, fast, strong boxer, okay? So what does everybody say in boxing? Speed beats power. Okay, simple. The Steelers are old, but the last thing you lose as an old fighter is what? Your strength. Okay, so we know that they're strong. We know that they're strong as an ox, but we're faster than them. When we came out, we were throwing the ball and we were really running and we were attacking them and we were, some of the plays were no huddle where they struggle. The Steelers struggle with no huddle, and we know that. 90-yard drive, touchdown. 90-yard drive, touchdown. Sean Green leaves the game and we get conservative and pretty much just stand in front of them. So when you stand in front of them, They just teed off. They pretty much teed off. They started sending all type of exotic blitzes and lighting Mark Sanchez up. They hit him at least 9 times this game. And when I say hit, I mean hit. Like Pittsburgh Steeler hit, as in light you up. I just don't know. And a lot of people want to, I was speaking to a lot of people during the game and they were saying, why are you so upset? I'm upset because 2 things. The Miami Dolphins beat Oakland, whatever. The Buffalo beat Kansas City, whatever. New England lost to Arizona. We go up, if we win this game, we're 2-0, we're at the top of the division. And I know it says nothing. People are going, well, it's only week 2. Yeah, it's only week 2. But that sends a statement to the rest of our division. Hey, we're not going to play around. We want to be first from now until forever. Not just that, but the fact that we had a chance to step up, we had an opportunity to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is an ego boost. That is a team booster. Hey, we're good enough to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers because we're going to have to play them again. We're going to have to play them again, whether it's in the first round of the playoffs or if we get a first round bye, they're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to have to face Pittsburgh Steelers again. The same way we did last year. They're going to be in the hunt. They're a potential team. They're a Super Bowl contender. So it's like, if we cannot beat these teams that are contenders, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We've got to beat teams that are contenders. We've got to put our foot on their throats. We cannot, I repeat, we cannot let up on teams and go, oh, hold on, we don't have this guy and this guy. Let's just protect everybody and hope that they don't score. We can't do that. We cannot do that. And that's the way we played this game. That's the way we played the game on defense as well. There was no blitzes. Ben didn't have any pressure, and when he did have pressure, when LaRon Landry had shots at him, when our linebackers had shots at him, what did they do? Try to go high on Ben Roethlisberger, try to tackle him high. What a smart idea. What a genius idea. What did I say in my video? When you got Ben, what do? You tackle him, you drive through him. What did LaRon Landry try to do? Go up high on Ben Roethlisberger. What happened? Ben shrugged him off and he got burned. Come on, man. We've got to make plays, man. We've got to make plays when it counts. We got to make plays when it counts, I mean, and that's all I can say about that. Thank you guys for watching. I'm very frustrated this week, but I'll get through it. Guys, send me your picks for next week's games. Tell me what games you guys want me to cover. Again, I'm going to tally up. I'm going to be looking through games I want to cover as well. So let me know. Comment about what you guys think about the games, about the Jets games as well. And also send me some comments about these whack referees. What do you guys think? I think they're awful. I think these refs are awful. Please bring the old refs back. Thank you guys for watching, man. Peace.